I think there's fewer and fewer rom-com movies being made now just because people don't meet in real life anymore.
Oh,
I mean, that's true, dude.
There's a point.
It's just not believable.
Oh.
And you can't have a realistic romantic scene with a drunk dude at 2 a.m. sliding into a hot girl's DMs.
Yeah.
Or can you?
That's more like a vlog.
I don't know. It's making me tear up just thinking about it, Jeff.
Maybe someone should try it. But that's why today's call was so rare, because one of our listeners says he turned a super awkward moment in real life into an actual meet cute.
Oh, that's
Hey.
so cute.
It seemed almost too perfect to be true.
Wait, what do you do after you meet then?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know in this
We're
day and
going to
age.
learn.
Yeah,
Oh.
let's hear it in your brand new second date update right after this. There's a lot of fun things in life that begin with the word street.
Street?
Street magic,
Yeah.
street tacos,
Ooh, okay, Jeff. Now
Otherwise known
I'm
as
getting it.
Street meat.
yeah, street walkers,
Whoa, wait a minute.
right? I feel like I do that.
I
I walk down a lot of streets.
Yeah.
do more of the tacos.
Really?
Yeah, bus stops.
Well, today we're going to talk to a street dater.
Jeff's like, why are people giving me money for doing
Yeah.
this?
I guess I just must have really good hair today. But again, this guy says he's a street dater. He met someone well,
dater.
not stereotypically, but he met somebody while out on the street.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Oh.
All right.
His name is Drew.
So
Drew?
it's a streetwalker.
Yeah.
Technically.
Drew, you a streetwalker too?
I think I walk the streets about as much as everybody else around here, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
He's a humble streetwalker.
You must
That's
live in
nice.
Jeff's neighborhood.
Okay.
Guys, we should probably stop using that phrase.
But
Okay.
apparently you met somebody while just walking out and about. How did that happen?
Yeah, I was at a bookstore locally, and I like to read, so I'm leaving the bookstore, and I have my face buried in the book as I'm walking, and
Yeah.
I knock into this woman.
Oh, that's kind of a
Oh, it's
cute.
a meet
It
cute.
sounds like out of a
Oh.
movie. A bookstore is involved.
A little clumsy.
Her
Uh-huh.
bag fell, I helped her, and then I gave her a little flirt.
Wait, did everything happen in slow motion?
I think he's joking about that part.
I know, I'm
The
also
bag-
adding
Oh,
to his
okay.
joke.
I imagine the bag falling. He grabbed it. He picked it up. He ran.
No, that's a mugging.
No, okay. Gotcha. You just knocked her bag out of her hand by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, by accident.
Oh, you really did knock the bag over.
Yeah, we bumped into each other. It was a pretty big bump, and, everything just kind of flew all over the place. I helped her. Some stuff fell out of her bag, and I said, it's usually old ladies I knock over, and then I just move on, and she laughed.
That's a really funny joke. He's just
kidding.
joking. He beats him with their
No,
walker.
I get the joke.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not
Like
laughing.
it.
Oh, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So then we started walking, and we started going in the same direction. So I just started doing a little more like joking, like, you following me? And she's like, no, you following me? And we laughed again, trying to build like a little rapport.
This sounds
Okay.
cute, bro. Like you're turning like kind of a bad situation or a weird situation into like something positive.
Yeah.
At what point were you able to get her name?
I did ask her name, but we walked a little more,
Are you
and
gonna
eventually
reveal it
tell
to
us?
us?
We would love to know the name.
She's like, don't tell anybody what my real name is.
Oh, her name is Sonia. Her name is
Sonia.
Sonia.
Okay. So you and Sonia are just accidentally walking in the same direction and kind of flirting with each other, it sounds like.
Yeah, we eventually get to a park, and we start walking through the park.
What?
When you got into the park, is that when you took her bag then?
That's when I knocked her over and ran.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Gotcha!
More escape routes in here.
Climbs up a tree.
Did you really have to go to the same way, or were you just pretending so you could?
I'm
so
just
you
shocked
could
neither
be
of you
with
had
her.
plans. Like, you both just had free time to keep walking.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
I walk through that park all the time. Yeah, no, this isn't like the first. I was going in that direction
Okay.
anyway, so it was just like a very good meet cute.
Okay.
Okay.
Eventually, we came across a sketch artist, and he flagged us down.
What?
He was like, hey, you guys want to get a picture? We thought we were a couple.
Wait, did you get a caricature drawing?
Oh.
Look, I was down, but she wasn't.
Okay.
'Cause I
Well,
think-
first.
I think she was a little
Okay.
freaked
Yeah,
out.
take a
Yeah.
while, too.
There's so many like perfect things that are happening to you along the way on this short walk. You didn't set this whole thing up, it sounds like.
How could he do that?
No, I didn't set anything up.
Well, you just have a friend who's like in the park with a thing, and he's like, I'm just going to take her this way.
I didn't say it was a friend. It was just a sketch artist. He wasn't a friend.
That
You
would
know
be the
people
most.
that
That would be
sit
the most
there-
elaborate setup ever. You accidentally run into somebody, and then suddenly you call your buddy when she's not looking, who happens to be an artist, to tell him to set up real
Yeah.
quickly in the park.
I really want to sit down with her for 45 minutes. This stranger.
I'm just saying, we've heard people that have like orchestrated all sorts of weird things in
That's
order to meet
true.
people.
That's true, but this doesn't sound like that, Jeff.
How long is this walk going on?
We're about 20 minutes into the walk by the time she said no to the picture.
Okay.
That's like halfway through the park. And then we got to the end of the park. It was probably about a half an hour we were together. And I got a
Whoa.
good vibe. So I asked her number to go out, and she gave me her number, and the date just hasn't materialized since then.
Okay.
Have you guys talked via text or phone call?
No, nothing. I've tried to call a few times. I've left a few messages.
God, I automatically think that she gave you a fake number.
Oh, if there's no response, yeah.
It was her voice on the voicemail. It's
Oh,
her.
it was.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
She gave you the number, so I'm assuming she's single. Did you specifically ask her?
I didn't ask her if she was dating anyone, no, but I left a few voicemails, and she hasn't answered.
How many?
Yeah.
3, maybe 4.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
wow, that's-
No, I don't even I don't think I called a girlfriend that many times in 1 year.
I don't think my mom calls me and leaves
Yeah.
me on my voicemails.
You felt the connection, so
When everyone's different. Some people love being on the phone. So
I'm glad you take a break from your extensive book reading in order to help reach out to the show, and we're going to try and help you call this girl. What's her name? Sonia?
Sonia, yeah.
All right.
Sonia, yeah.
Sonia. Okay, we'll reach out to Sonia, and we'll do your second date update. If I hadn't read it on the back of a blockbuster movie sleeve, I still wouldn't believe it.
Oh,
But an accidental sidewalk bumpin' turned into your classic Hallmark streetwalker love story.
okay, again with the term.
Yeah.
That's the wrong use.
We're trying to make
I
it sound
mean-
better than it is.
I think
That's not a Hallmark movie, I'll tell you that one.
it fits in this scenario because our listener Drew accidentally ran into a woman outside of a bookstore, knocked over her bag, and then turned that awkward moment into a 25-minute stroll through a local park.
30, I
Yeah.
believe. I mean, those 5 minutes are going to
Yeah.
be precious when it's only a short amount of time you have together.
That's fair. And it all seemed too perfect to be true. And maybe it was because she's not responding to any of his messages.
It's always
Yeah.
the park scene.
Yeah.
That ruins it. Something in the
I
park.
mean, he left. Okay, here's the thing. You left 4 voicemails.
yeah.
We
that-
have
That's a
not
lot.
asked what was in the voicemails.
I just told her, hey, it's me, Drew, by the park. You meet a lot of guys by the park. I mean, it's true.
Not even from the park. Like
Yeah.
the guy that's adjacent to the
Yeah.
park.
Maybe she thinks you live in the park after that one.
Oh, that would be
No,
awful.
that seems innocent.
There's
It's
a
fine.
chance, though, that if she's not responding to anything, maybe she wasn't even real.
A
She was
figment
real.
Of our
Are you sure?
That would make me crazy.
Exactly.
Are you-
No,
well-
it could just mean you have a bad drug habit.
Yeah,
From the park.
were you microdosing that day? Because
No.
Hallmark hasn't done that yet. A microdosing Christmas?
I don't think microdosing would lead to this.
Well, if you over microdose.
Yeah.
No wonder everything was in slow motion.
Jeff is one of those kids still in the DARE program.
Anyway,
I signed that contract.
let's have all the streetwalkers unite because we're going to call and we're going to get an answer from this woman to figure out what actually happened, if she's real, and
There's gonna
hopefully if
be-
there's an explanation.
A lot of kids listening who use that term wrong for the next
A
couple
microdosing
weeks.
Christmas?
No, the
No.
streetwalker
Oh,
part.
okay.
Walking,
Well-
microdosing, none of these should be.
This is the education you get here. I'm going to dial the number right now. Here we go.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh.
that sounds real, Jeff.
It sounds like a person. Is
Yep.
this Sonia?
Yes, this is Sonia. Who's this?
Hi, Sonia.
Hey, Sonia. We're a radio show called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
What's this about?
This is
Great
a
question.
segment that we do on our show. It's called a second date update. And we're trying to help out one of our listeners. His name is Drew, who you met the other day outside of a bookstore.
Did you just laugh?
Sorry, I can't believe that you're calling about him.
Oh, you remember
You
him?
remember Drew?
The guy who
Okay.
knocked you over on accident outside the bookstore?
Yeah, I remember Drew.
Okay, well, that's great because he said there was like a meet cute type of situation that happened on the street, and then you guys went through a park for a bit. And he's left you a few messages.
Yeah, I mean, that did happen, and I was actually open to seeing him again, except for the messages. The messages are the problem.
Oh,
We
really?
knew it.
Well, we asked him about the messages, and he according to him, he said it was basically, "Hey, this is Drew from the park. Remember, I'm Drew."
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
summary.
Interesting.
Something like that.
Oh, now
that
I'm
not
so
true?
curious. Like,
He left me one message that was so ridiculous. My roommate and I have been like dying laughing about it.
Oh.
So ridiculous. I wrote it down.
Wait, you wrote down the message because it was that funny to you?
Yes.
Wow. Would it be okay if we know what the message said?
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to read it to you.
Because we haven't heard anything about it. We just know there was a bunch of messages.
She is delighted to share.
Yeah,
I know.
She is so friendly, and you
Okay, so he told me, he said, I left you a message you didn't respond to, and I don't like leaving second messages, but I like you. You're very elegant. You're very attractive, but I don't play that game.
What?
Huh?
If I don't hear back by 3 p.m. tomorrow,
No, what are you doing?
I'm no longer interested.
Oh, give her an
wow.
ultimatum?
Obviously,
Yeah.
he was
deadline.
lying because he called us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't even mean it.
Then she goes on to explain why I should call him.
Well, you should call him.
Oh,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Some positives. That's good.
He says, I'm very smart.
Oh,
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
great in bed,
Okay.
and I make a lot of money.
Alexis
All right.
sold.
Those are 3 good things.
But also, is
wait.
that something everybody says?
I
Like-
mean, it's one of those things when you say it, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, it's like you need to
Right.
discover those things.
So then he says, believe it or not, I'm a complete catch.
Oh.
I'm one of the only men in the city that has no issues.
That's a bold
Wow,
statement.
name every man in the city,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the best one.
I have yet to find a person that doesn't have issues.
Yeah.
Is this like a
Yeah.
child trying to do reverse psychology
Is that
on you?
is
you know?
that finally the end of the message?
No, he goes on. And he says, so I don't know what your situation is, if you're just insecure or if you're on medication.
Wow.
But if you're
Bro.
halfway psychologically normal and you haven't called me because something bad happened in your life and you just needed a few days,
What
freak
the
out.
heck? Is he projecting
That
or
got
something?
a little unhinged.
That's so
Yeah.
specific.
Started unhinged, then it got a little better. Now we're back
Now
to
we're unhinged again.
Okay.
Yep.
So clearly there was a lot happening in that message, and it could help to get insight into what
I
he
think
meant
he's
by it
probably
because
pretty embarrassed right now.
maybe because Sonia, he is on the other line listening. We've got Drew waiting to talk to you.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Sonia. Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
God.
is there something that I said that wasn't true? Was there
what?
something
Oh,
that I
doubling
said on that
down.
voicemail that was a lie?
What?
Yeah, you can't say that, right?
Dude, hold on. You're coming in kind of hot now.
Yeah.
Like, let's chill a little bit.
I think
Defensive.
no apology. Or...
Well, I'm sorry, Drew. We met for 30 minutes. We didn't even go on a real date. And then all of this, you're going on about how great you are. And then you start to come for me and
Right.
blame me for not calling you back. I just found it all to be a little much for someone that
Okay,
have
so
known
you
for 30
agree
minutes.
that I'm right.
What?
So what was the problem? You don't appreciate being direct. You don't like guys who are direct. I'm direct.
When did she say that?
Are you
I
listening
make a
to
lot of
her?
money. I'm smart, and I'm good in bed. That's all being direct.
This is becoming more and more doubtful.
Yeah.
Talking about
You know, you're all laughing now, but you'll be crying later when I'm out of your life. That's what's going to happen. If you don't make the right move,
I mean, I gotta find out how good you are in bed, bro, so I'll be quiet.
that you didn't call me back was really stupid. I mean, come on.
Oh,
People like me who are good in bed and smart and stuff,
Why do you lead with that?
only a
Okay.
stupid person is going to give that up.
I think he's
Sonia-
making some good points.
I think someone needs a chance here.
You know in this city there are no men, and I'm a total catch. You know there's no
That
men.
may be a good
yeah,
argument.
I kind of agree with him on that.
I don't know.
I don't know, Drew. I feel like the people who are actually good in bed don't go around talking about how good they are in bed.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting the best vibes from you, to be honest. Like, it just
Well,
feels like a
I know
lot.
that you haven't bragged about being good in bed.
Yeah.
What?
You're not supposed to.
What
That's
are you
stupid.
talking about?
Listen to any hip hop music. They're all about that.
Are we going to ignore the rest of the text?
Yeah.
About her being on meds?
I
That's why
just-
she's not
Yeah,
texting
What?
us?
What was that?
I saw her bag. Her bags, everything fell everywhere. I saw her meds.
Oh,
What?
the
Well,
bottle fell out.
You read everyone's on medication, my man.
He's
You guys
concerned
sound
about
like
her
you
health.
are on medication. You sound crazy. I sound smart and well-read.
Sonia,
I
Wow.
really thought you were going to come to Drew. This is shocking to me. I thought we were going to come to Drew and you were going to be humiliated that this voicemail was out there. But like,
No.
only somebody who's addicted to meds would be humiliated. He's perfect, bro.
yeah. with no narcissistic tendencies at all.
No,
Thank
Sonia.
you. I don't, clearly.
Good.
Thank you.
Sonia, was he right? Are you on the verge of tears right now?
Well, I'm just really heartbroken that I can't be with this perfect guy.
Oh,
man.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad that you can finally admit it.
Well,
Oh,
Sonia,
yes.
don't give up yet because I'm going to give you a second chance right now by offering to send you out with the only perfect man in the entire city.
With
And
no issues.
with no
None.
issues.
None.
She
Listen
would
to
do
her.
that if she went on a date. If she called me back like a normal person, I wouldn't have to do. It wouldn't
Yes.
happen.
But
if
here's-
she just called me back like a normal person.
Sonia, it's up to you if you'd like to see him again or not.
Would you have to go get yelled at a little bit?
It's your choice.
I appreciate the offer, but
Yeah?
I'm really not into the narcissism.
Oh, wow.
Shocking.
On.
That's shocking.
She's talking about me, though, there. Like, and I get that. But what about Drew?
That was really shocking.
I say no to Drew also.
Wow.
Jeff was kidding.
Wow. Really,
He
Sonia?
wasn't asking you out. Jeff, tell her.
I
Drew,
don't know.
I'm
I
with
think
you
Jeff
on
was.
this.
I don't think he was
You
being
guys.
sarcastic at all.
Drew, if this woman can't see how perfect you are, then she
Right.
doesn't deserve you.
Wow.
Thank
thing
you. Thank you very
Drew
much.
can't read sarcasm, Jeff.
Yeah, he's really thanking you, Jeff.
Oh, I'm
You don't
not.
read sarcasm.
Yeah, you hear it, Brooke. Exactly. Thank you, Drew. You're my guy.
Thank you.
He really is perfect.